My name is Bo Hickey, and today we're going to look at 6 exercises you can utilize to cool down after a hard practice or giving your best effort at your local masters meet. Sometimes we finish practice or we finish a meet and we just run to the next thing. We just go to the next thing on the checklist, the next thing on the schedule. And then we might go and sit, we might go and not eat for a while, we might go and just be relatively sedentary overall, and feel this tension or this tightness develop throughout the course of the day. By carving out a little bit of time after practice or a meet to just go through some simple mobility exercises, you can keep that tension away, keep that tightness from developing later in the day, and also help prevent injuries down the road. So today we're going to look at 6 exercises you can utilize after your practices or your meets, and I want you to complete 2 to 3 rounds of each exercise as you have time. I want you to complete roughly 1 to 2 minutes per exercise and take the time you need. So one day you might feel like you only need a minute. Another day you might be feeling really tight and feel like you need to spend a little bit more time there. Listen to your body and find that time range between 1 and 2 minutes that works for you. Let's dive in. Start with your knees stacked under your hips, your toes engaged with the ground, and your elbows resting on a bench or a chair. Then you're going to drop your head between your arms and feel this stretch through your mid-back, maybe a little bit of your upper back, and also potentially your chest or the front of your body as well. You can pause and hold for a few seconds, breathing nice and easy, and then you can come out of the stretch, shake it out a little bit, reset, and then drop back into the stretch again. The goal here is to not force this range of motion and to keep a steady breathing rhythm throughout this exercise. If you're tensing up your breath, your body is going to tense up as well, and we want to avoid that while we're trying to work on mobility and range of motion exercises. Start with your knees stacked under your hips and your one hand on the ground stacked under your shoulder. The other hand is going to go rest on the chair or the bench. Then you're going to drive that shoulder down toward the opposite hand and feel that stretch through your chest and a little bit of your shoulder and maybe even your arm as well. You can pause and hold for a few seconds in the stretch position and then release back out. Do not force the range of motion and continue to breathe with a nice, steady, and deep rhythm. During this exercise, I want you to think about allowing your shoulder blades to move. Often we just allow those shoulder blades to stay still and kind of get stuck, and we want to focus on allowing them to move freely. Start with your pinkies touching at the bottom of this range of motion, and then send those arms wide out to the side in a nice straight arm fashion, reaching up overhead until the thumbs touch at the top. As you do so, I want you to focus on good, proud posture, and I want you to focus on allowing your shoulder blades to move throughout this range of motion versus staying stuck in place. Remember to breathe nice and steady and keep those toes pointed straight ahead and a soft bend in your knees. Prop your legs up on a wall and allow your torso to rest down on the floor and your head as well. Then, with your legs in a straight position, you can drive the toes out to the side and then drive the toes in toward the middle of the body. As you rotate back and forth, you'll feel this stretch hit the hamstrings in different spots, and this will help you release that tension in the hamstrings and also take some pressure off of your low back. Just move at a slow, steady pace and think about breathing deep breaths throughout this movement. Set one foot on the wall so that your knee is in a 90-degree angle, and then take the opposite ankle and rest it on that knee. You can hold here if this is enough of a stretch for you, or if you want to make it a little bit deeper of a stretch and feel it in a few different spots, you can pull that knee towards your body, not forcing it, but just allowing to feel that stretch in the glute and the hip. And then you can also press the knee away from your body just a touch to feel the stretch a little bit differently as well. As you complete this exercise, remember, we don't want to hold our breath and build that tension by holding our breath. We want to breathe steady, deep breaths throughout the range of motion and only pull and push the knee away without forcing it. If you feel like you're forcing it, you're probably going a little too far. We want to stay in control of this range of motion. Start in a quadruped position and then cross one knee over to the opposite leg and rest that knee somewhere on the lower leg. This can be down toward the ankle a little bit, or it can be up toward the knee to start. And then all I want you to do is bend that top knee and release that top knee. As you do so, this is going to massage that lower leg and help break up any of those tense points you might be feeling. Complete a few repetitions in one spot and then shift the knee to somewhere else and complete a few more repetitions. Again, this is going to help release tense points, and this one might be a little bit spicy at first. You might feel some real tension, some real tightness in there that you're trying to work through. So remember, we don't want to hold breath and build more tension by holding breath. We want to have nice, steady breathing throughout this exercise. I hope you enjoyed this video and find these tips valuable in helping power your swimming performance. If you like this content and want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe below.